of Barcelona, of Brazil, gives Brazil Panenka.
Today we're going to teach you how to improve your penalties and score more or less every time by giving you some tools to how you can improve your confidence when you step up to the spot. And to help me out, I brought the Machiavelli of penalties, the PK Don, my friend and your favorite pro bowler, Will John. Check this out.
All right, guys, so before we head out to the field, we want to take a step back and analyze what you need in order to be a very good penalty taker. And I know from experience that in order to put the ball away, you have got to take on your own style. And you can see this in the very best penalty takers in the game. Guys like Andrea Pirlo, Mario Balotelli, Eden Hazard, they all know what it takes to put the ball in. They either have a look at the goalie, understand where he's going, and place it in another area, or they have a pre-selected place that they know that they can put the ball away. And on the flip side, the guys that maybe sky the ball over the bar or send in a weak shot have let the nerves get the best of them. So in order to avoid that, you have got to trust your technique and have a very good mental game. So let's head out to the field and show you how to get that. All right, guys, so let's have a look at your technique. And the run-up is the very first part that you should be concerned with. It's a place where you can put your own style and flavor on your shot. And you can, of course, recognize some of the most recognizable run-ups, but to be secure and safe in your shot, what you want to do is just take 1, 2, 3 steps back, maybe 4, and just a little bit of a step out to the side. Now, the goalie is going to be trying to read your hips. That's what tells them all the information on where you're going to shoot. And if you open yourself up too much, the goalie knows almost with certainty that you're gonna go that way. What you wanna do is make sure that you also have a good amount of power and a good, nice placement on the shot. Now, some guys wanna come up and smash the ball as hard as they can. I don't know if that's maybe the best thing to do. What you wanna do is have maybe 70% power and worry about the rest of that on placement. Now, where to strike the ball if you're gonna hit it with power? Well, you're probably gonna wanna go with this part right here, the full instep shot. Now, in order to do that, if you're too far wide, it's gonna be real hard. You're probably trying to think about placement there. To do that, a couple steps back, we wanna come in, 1, 2, 3. We wanna strike through the ball. We wanna keep our head down. Now, you can try and go high, but if you're shooting high, you run a risk of obviously hitting it over the bar. Now, if you shoot it low, you have a much better chance, especially with a tall goalkeeper like Tyler. Now, placement is obviously a much easier and more secure way to put your penalty away. And there, we wanna strike the ball with the inside of our foot right in here, okay? So to recap, we'll put our ball down, we'll take 1, 2, 3 steps back, a little bit out to the side. Now I have both sides available to me. And if I were to take a PK, I'd walk up like this and slot it home. Now let's have a look at the Panenka, one of the coolest trick penalty shots you can do, which is definitely more risky at a younger age as the goalies really don't have a need to guess. So in order to pull this off, we've really got to make them believe that we are going to have a hard blasting shot. What we do is have a very hard run up to get them to think that they have to react. Now at the pro level, it's much easier as goalies already know that they have to stretch to one way or the other. So a good Panenka would look like this. Approach the ball, set the ball down, take your steps back, a little bit out to the side, have a look at the goalie to see where he's at, have a run up, chip it in the goal. Now let's have a look at what's going through the goalie's head when he's about to get a PK.
All right, so the biggest gift that you can give a keeper while taking a PK is being indecisive and hitting the ball in this waist range to the side, right around this area. When you hit the ball right on your waist, that's naturally where the keeper's gonna be diving. Their hands are gonna be here, their legs are gonna be up here. It makes it very easy to save the ball. And what you wanna aim for is 1, up high, this region right here, no chance. No good keeper in the world's ever gonna save these shots if you just have even a little bit of power on it. Because naturally, you're gonna dive kind of low right here, and your top hand just isn't gonna be enough to get up there. It's also these low corners right here, especially for a big keeper like myself. when you're diving, it's very hard to react to then shoot your hand back down. And usually on these low shots, they have a lot more power naturally as well. Also, one thing that I hate is when keepers, like Will showed, when they do the stutter step and they react to you, it puts a lot more pressure on the keeper and it really just disrupts your release, because the whole time that you want to go is when they put your head down, but if they're staring you down the whole way, you get stuck in no man's land where you kind of second guess yourself. It makes you think a little bit more and it just causes a lot of trouble. All right, so you guys just remember, you just need to be decisive, stick with your plan, make sure you're picking out top corner, bottom corner where it's very tough for us keepers to reach, and as long as you do that, you're gonna be fine.
So now let's have a look at how to train this. Repetition is key. What you want to do is build up an amazing amount of confidence so that even if the goalie knows where you're going, you will put the ball away. Now the best way to train this is to pick 2 safe spots on the goal where you want to try and practice. That could be the top right corner or the lower left corner. What we want to do is get our run up, get set, and we want to place the ball continually in this corner. And you can build up your confidence by putting the ball there and then slowly put more power on each shot. And after you've got that down, what you want to do is put a third thing in your arsenal, which is to stare and look at the goalie as you're running up to the shot. And the best way to do that is to get a good, safe, straight run up so the goalie has no idea if you're going to shoot with your left, your right. Have a nice slow run up. You don't want this to be fast. So as I approach the goalie, I'm looking at him to see if whether he's moving left or right. You know, if he's coming up off his line, it would look a little bit like this.
So there you go, my friends, how to score more penalties. But what should we do next? Well, you should let us know in the comment section right down below. Also, big up to Team Goal Remy for coming to help us out on how to improve on slotting home from the penalty spot. You should totally go subscribe to their channel by clicking right over there to get more pro insider tips. Now, if you're new to our channel, you should also go and subscribe here by clicking over there with the notifications on to see all our latest videos. And finally, if you want to gear up in the latest and greatest Nike boots like the ones we wore today, well, you can buy it if you go to unisportstore.com right over there. Such an athlete. With that, guys, we're signing off. Cheerio.